this week I have something special for you guys. I have the Radium expansion tank, or otherwise known as the coolant reservoir. So we're going to be putting that into the Type R. I got a really good deal on it. I put on the turbo inlet yesterday. I'm putting on the Radium expansion tank today, so I'm doing installs this weekend. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna try to get this video out for you guys, and hopefully this helps you guys if you guys are looking to install something similar to this. I have one of my friends is actually on his way. You guys have seen him in my past videos. His name is Marcus. He's gonna be helping me out with this install. He has the boosted RSX. So super excited. Stay tuned, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Dude, look, it expires.
Oh, it's well past due then.
All right.
You can't put it on anymore.
All right, guys, as you guys saw in the intro, we're installing the Radium coolant expansion tank, or otherwise known as the coolant reservoir. So let me go ahead and get this opened up. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what's inside of here and go from there, so we can start removing the, we're not gonna drain the coolant, but we're gonna cap off the lines. That way we can change out our reservoir. So our reservoir now is a two-piece. We have the bottom section and we have the upper section. Pretty cool touch. You have the website right here, Radium Engineering, coolant expansion. So that's pretty nice. We have a hose. Not entirely sure what that's for yet. We have another hose. We have our mounting bracket. Have some stickers. This is the reason I buy parts, just for the stickers. The gasket's right here, and then we have more bolts and clamps and everything that we need. The strategy I'm gonna take is I'm gonna go ahead and build the reservoir first. That way, when I have the old coolant tank out, we can just directly put the coolant into this one, not have to worry about storing it or anything like that. So first thing we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna line up our gasket right here where the bolt holes are. Then we're gonna grab our reservoir, or our expansion tank, however you want to say it, and put it right in the middle. And then we're gonna grab our bolts, drop them in. Probably grab one on each side. And then use our Allen, which by the looks of it, this is a 4mm Allen socket.
Nice.
Nice. Let's get the other side. Alright, guys, we got two of them in. We're gonna go ahead and start threading down our other ones, and then we're gonna torque them, as the procedure says, to 50 inch-pounds. Alright, now that we got them all double checked,
I'm missing one.
where? Oh, what? Whoops, that's embarrassing. Dude, I didn't even see that one. I forgot I had one out. Well, don't learn from my example, guys.
No, learn from his mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes he did.
You're right, learn from my mistakes. There's 7 bolts, there's not 6. Just by the way. I build engines all day, so how do you think those look like? If you guys are missing bolts at the end, that just means you did it better than the engineer. Your efficiencies go up. If you see these two fittings right here, these are called quick release fittings. You basically, once you put the hose in there, you can push these two sides down and release it. So they're quick to release. The way these are gonna work, this is gonna be basically kind of like our sight glass to be able to check our level of our reservoir. These two fittings are gonna stick right here facing each other. And then we're gonna have our line in the middle. So we're gonna go ahead and screw these in. Instructions say do it until they feel tight. Perfect, guys. We're gonna grab our line, stick it in here.
You didn't think other, did you?
I did not. Oh, okay. I see it. I see how now. Straight.
and straight. Can't tell me that doesn't look cool. I was talking to you, Padilla, but yeah.
Oh, it does look pretty cool.
The viewers too.
Well, the viewers are gonna see that, obviously.
Real quick. So, next step, we have our O-ring that came with our kit. We went ahead and slid it in here. I like lubing up my O-rings for just peace of mind. I don't like installing my O-rings dry. So I put some lube on there. Next, we're gonna install our cover. We're gonna have our fitting facing out towards where the lines are for the coolant level. After that, we're gonna thread on our 3 Allen bolts that came with our kit. We're gonna grab our 3mm Allen. We're gonna get on our bolts, and we're just gonna secure them down pretty tight. There we go. So that's 3. We got this cap tightened up with the 3 Allens, and they're all 3mm.
What's the next step here, Kevin?
What's the next step? Okay, that's pretty tight.
Pretty solid.
So if you guys didn't know, this Allen at the top, you're able to tighten this down by it, but this banjo fitting at the top still allows you to pivot this whatever direction you want, even though the top portion of it's already tightened. So that's pretty cool. So when we actually install this into the car, we're going to be able to move this to whatever direction we want. The hose is going to slide onto here, and we're able to just tighten this up right here. At the end of it, grab your adjustable wrench.
Mess yours up like I did.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks to Marcus's advice, we used the rag. Put it around the adjustable wrench. That way we have no scratch marks on our fitting once we have it tight. So this is ready to go, guys. We're still able to spin this, but it's nice and tight. So now we're gonna continue to our next step. Put some lube on your O-ring. And then in your other hole at the bottom of your reservoir, we're gonna screw this in. It's kind of like a little drain plug for your coolant reservoir, if you ever need to drain your coolant on it. That is definitely not gonna work. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check the size of this. And it's a 3/8. Because there is no 9. There's only an 8 and a 10.
I guess, yeah, because my set in the car is missing on that as well.
So this is a 3/8 Allen head. So we're gonna have our drain plug tightened up too. So we're almost done building it, guys. It's actually pretty simple. Not even gonna lie. So we're gonna move on with our bracket now. We're gonna install our bracket onto it, and I think we're almost done, guys. Other than a couple of fittings, we should be good. When you have your sight glass on your left side, this section of it's gonna be facing down, and our 3 bolt holes are gonna line up right there. That looks pretty right to me. What do you think, Marcus?
I think it looks pretty solid.
Okay.
I hope. It matches the picture, so I'd assume so.
Tori knows the same way to 50. You don't gotta expose it like that. It's okay, just cut the audio out. They'll never know. Usually I like using torque specs, but our instruction procedure did not have them for most of the bolts. So basically I'm torquing everything that's the same size to a certain spec. So these are going to 50. 50 inch pounds, not foot pounds. Do not torque it to foot pounds. You're gonna end up breaking your bolts.
Snapping in my head.
I know. And then they're gonna be in the comment section like, Kevin told me to torque it to 50 foot pounds. There is one more hole missing on our tank, so we're gonna go ahead and thread it right here.
I think the hole's right there, Kevin.
Well, now it's not missing because we filled in the hole. But what size is this? Oh, man.
4?
Guess what? We're torquing it to the same spec we torqued all the other ones. Look at that. Look how clean that looks.
It looks good though.
Look how clean that looks. 3, 2, 1, action. Oh, you're rolling already.
Yes.
So first thing we're gonna do is make sure you have no pressure in your reservoir. So you want to do it when your engine's cooled down already, or else it's gonna explode in your face. So no pressure. I've had my car sitting for a while, so it's nice and cold. Next we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this line. Recommendation I saw on the instructions says grab a 1/4 inch socket and you can stick it in here if you want. I happen to have some hose clamps, so I'm gonna use that. If you don't have either of these two, find a bolt size that's the same size as this. You can use that to plug it up, but we're gonna do it like this. So hopefully we don't make a mess. I stand corrected. I removed this line, nothing came out. I think it might be like a relief line or something. Not entirely sure, don't quote me on that, but we had no coolant coming out of here, which is pretty good, I guess.
No mess.
No mess. No mess. This is a relief line. You don't have to connect this. Well, this is for your pressure. We have two 10mm bolts, guys. So I have my 10mm socket, my ratchet, and an extension. There's a mounting bolt right here. And there's a mounting bolt back here. That's our second bolt. Be careful not to drop those. Our tank should be pretty loose. The only thing holding it on is that bottom hose right there, but we're gonna take off these two bolts right here holding on our engine mount bracket. Not our actual engine mount, but our engine mount bracket in front of the reservoir. These are gonna be 14mm bolts, guys. We're gonna break them loose, take them off also, take off this bracket. Bolt is out. Brackets out. You have two new hoses that come with your kit, a big and a small. I thought the big one was going to be for the bottom line, but as you can see, it's a lot thinner. So the medium line, I guess you can say, is going to go right here on the outside. The thin line is going to go right here on the top for the relief valve. Oops, that was supposed to go simultaneously. And then the thick line is going to go on the bottom right here on our reservoir. So very first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to test fit this onto our car, which I have no idea how it's supposed to go, so give me a second. So my mistake, guys, all out of order. We're gonna have to take off this bracket too. There's two bolts holding it on. They're both 10mm. So let me go ahead and do that to continue this install. Do you want to?
No.
So our GoPro died. Padilla left it recording for like 30 minutes without pausing it, so the GoPro overheated. We went ahead and pulled the whole line out. We connected it out here, put the clamp on, and then we wiggled it inside our engine bay. So this the lower radiator hose is already connected. So next thing we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna go ahead and tighten up our bolts for our reservoir. So there's one right here where the AC line is, and there's two right here where the strut tower is on the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten those up. Oh, that one started, at least. You can be very careful when doing these, guys. It's really easy to drop these inside your engine bay. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh, woo. That was close. That was a close one. That bolt was like borderline. Should I just fall in there, mess up his afternoon, or should I just hold out a little bit longer? So I was confused for a second because I saw a hole right here where the frame is to thread on that bottom bolt, but there's two bolts right on one and then the other, right above and below each other, and I didn't see that at first. So one of those will align with the reservoir. So we got all three of our bolts installed. There's only 3 mounting bolts for your reservoir. One on the left side, 2 on the right. So once you get them all started, guys, get them all threaded on, we're gonna tighten them all.
I'm sorry, it's a little lean on your car either. This car's worth more than my life.
I literally think it's probably worth more than my life insurance. So we have all 3 of these bolts tying down. Our reservoir is nice and tight. We put on the bolt we put on our clamp for the lower hose. So now let's continue to the next step, guys. We're reinstalling this engine mount bracket that we originally took off. So we covered our reservoir, that way we wouldn't damage it while threading on the bolt, which is a really good idea. I highly recommend that. You definitely don't want to get to the end of your install and then realize that you scratched it up with the very last bolt that you have to put in. So
Now, the hoses, right?
the hoses.
Just kind of be cautious that there might be coolant running there.
Think so?
I don't know. It's a possibility.
Where's the coolant, Padilla?
Hey, I said maybe.
Where's the coolant? I don't see no coolant.
Just do it like that, dude.
That's one of the clamps. We're gonna attach it right here. There we go. Put it all the way down so it clamps it well. And then pull our line forward. So the recommendation from Radium is to cut your line to however short you want it, because I guess people like running it up like that. I'm gonna try to be more discreet about it. I'm gonna try this out, see how it goes. So I'm basically gonna zip tie this upper line with this lower line right here, because zip ties are a Honda owner's best friend. And then we're gonna zip tie it over here also. I don't like my hoses touching metal, so I'm actually gonna run a zip tie from the bottom of my wiring harness through my radiator hoses. And I think that's how I'm gonna run it, guys. As far as where we put the relief vent hose, I saw on the manual they kind of vented it up here. I wanted it towards the back, so there's a little bracket down there. I zip tied it. I don't know if you can really pick it up on the camera, but I kind of got it out of the way. I zip tied it down there, and then I got this other hose right here. I tried zip tying it away from the harness and tucking it under here, make it as least visible as possible. Now we're gonna continue by using the coolant that we had in our old reservoir to fill up our new one. If we don't have enough coolant, we're gonna have to go buy some, but at least so we can have something in the system. That hose goes. Unfortunately, Marcus leaked all the coolant out of my car.
Sure, I did.
So now we gotta go to O'Reilly's and get some new coolant for it.
Taking the
There wasn't even a...
all reliable Corolla with the tow hitch.
The RPF ones, show them the RPF ones.
Tow hitch and the RPF ones.
Alright guys, we just got back from O'Reilly's after paying $25 for a jug of coolant, which is crazy. We're gonna top off our coolant because Padilla spilled it all on the floor.
Sure. That's more than enough. $25 on that system pour in.
God dang it. It's okay.
Not even to the first line, dude. I tried to tell you you'd be fine, Kevin. It's alright. Well, now you have backup coolant in case you need it.
I have backup coolant whenever I need it. I'm gonna go start it, leave it idling for a while to cycle out all the air if it caught any air in the system. So the level's probably gonna go down a little bit so I can top it off again. But I mean, look at that sight glass, guys. That's pretty cool. You're able to see the level of coolant you have on your car. Everything looks good right now, guys. We're gonna go ahead and put on our radiator cap and then wrap it up.